opens the playing field up for what we can do here to have some fun. What we're trying to do, though, shedding light on Indy Ball, what it is, who plays it, and what's going on around the 70-plus organizations doing battle in this quarter of the industry, both on the field and off the field. So let's start by asking the basic question here. We'll have a little Indy Ball one-on-one, if you will. Let me break it down to basics for anyone new, any new friends, any of the familiar faces. You can just sit back, relax, and harshly judge how I describe Indy Ball to people. It's okay. I do it too. So it's fine. I'm just as guilty. So I'm not going to judge you for doing the thing. You judge me and I won't judge you. And then I'll judge you when you do it. Feel me? We're good. We're doing great. First and foremost, a common misconception about Indy Ball is amateur ball. It is not. Indy leagues are very much professional baseball, and many of them have higher quality play than some of the minor leagues that you may be familiar with. The Indy leagues exist outside of the affiliated baseball structure, as in like the affiliated Major League Baseball, affiliated with Major League Baseball, so the minor leagues, if you will. Technically, this affiliation of independent and not affiliated will also include major international leagues like the NPB, the KBO in Korea, the Caribbean leagues, and the like. But when we talk about Indy Ball, what me, you probably, are talking about is the 7 notable indie leagues within the U.S. and Canada, because Canada does have a thriving independent scene. These leagues are full of a variety of players from a variety of backgrounds who are not on major or minor league rosters for a variety of reasons. Now, what those reasons are, many of them are just looking to get noticed by MLB teams who will purchase their contract from their Indy Ball team and place the player somewhere in the minor league system. Others, they're just looking to get picked up one way or another by a bigger indie league to bolster their chances at MLB scouts seeing them. But many other players fall into a different category depending on the league, especially if we're talking the American or the Atlantic League. There's like career Indy Ball guys, in a weird way of saying it, but also you got a mix of like former MLB guys, and then you have also mixed in former MLB guys who aren't necessarily looking to get back to the show, but just sort of playing out the career. So it gets there's a lot of variety within even the varieties of the type of player, which is a great thing that Indy Ball brings to the table. And within the leagues, there's a lot of variety. As I've already mentioned, the American Association and the Atlantic League do have a different type of player. Now, they vary in on-field rules with familiar things like the zombie runner on second in extra innings and pitch clocks, as well as less familiar rules like the home run shootout style knockout round used in place of extra innings in the Pioneer League. They also vary in rules for managing rosters and in turn talent levels across each league. The Big Four, as I call them, the Atlantic League, the American Association, the Frontier League, and the aforementioned Pioneer League, these 4 leagues range in talent and types of player largely due to roster restrictions in each league. These roster restrictions, guess what? They vary from league to league, of course. They can also be as simple as monthly team salary caps like the Atlantic League has, to the limits on how many experienced and veteran players you can have. So you can only have so many players who have played this many years or this many years or this many years. And that's when you really start to see some very creative roster work and, a lot of new faces and a lot of opportunity for younger players, which is another thing that's great about independent baseball. These variations continue into the other 3 indie leagues. I haven't mentioned them yet. The United Shores Professional Baseball League, the Empire Professional Baseball League, and the Pecos League have a lower level of play, but they often showcase very talented players who will find their way into other leagues. That's where you tend to find guys whose main purpose is finding their way into another indie league to get noticed by MLB scouts. Well, since we're discussing talent, there's a good bit of fluctuation, variety within each league, but generally we might as well talk about it. The Atlantic League and the American Association are seen as the top leagues and equal and often slightly better than like AA teams if you have familiarity with minor league baseball. Former major leaguers tend to find their way into that league. The top prospects, sort of former top prospects who have worked their way back out of minor league baseball, tend to be doing their bounce back in independent leagues in the Atlantic and American. Frontier League teams have been improving of late quite a bit and are generally seen to be somewhere between high A and AA talent levels most days. There's a little bit of fluctuation day to day based on kind of weird things like who's on the mound. The quality of a team in a baseball game can really just be affected by who your starting pitcher is and who your 5th guy is on the bump. So, always be aware of that. Meanwhile, the Pioneer League teams have a lot of undrafted former college players that lately have delivered baseball games at something between a single A and a high level, which is very good from them. That's exactly what you want to see from the Pioneer League. These 4 leagues are also referred to as MLB partner leagues due to agreements between the leagues and Major League Baseball. But these agreements have not been altogether well received, and many people are skeptical of MLB's motives for roping these leagues to the mothership. So I and many others continue referring to them as independent baseball leagues. One, out of habit. Two, little out of spite. Just a little, just a little spite. Just a little spite never hurt anybody. And then there are pluses. There's a marketing component. It's good to be an MLB partner league, but we're going to call them indie leagues. It's Indie Ball Nation. Feel me? That's why we're here. Anyway. All this variety and lack of restriction from rigid MLB organizations is what gives indie ball the free-flowing excitement and opportunities to showcase fun environments as well as players, which is what I fell in love with and what we'll be talking about plenty on this channel. Now that all that is out of the way, now that we've moved on from Indie Ball 101,
I may not have a lot, but I love what I got. A 4x4 and a good fishing spot. I hope this time my card won't decline.